and U.S. Embassy presents World War II photos. A very good evening. This is National Emtv News. I'm Malinta Yopolo. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister James Marape is calling on the people of Mulitaka to let the construction work continue as it supports everyone.
Prime Minister said the landslip took place in a difficult geographical location, as few villages down the river can be affected in the near future.
We also say not full resources have gone, but some resources have gone. Work to restore not just the road, but we want to, because the slip happened in a geologically fragile sort of mountain slip. There's an indication that there's still movement taking place, and few villages down the slope going towards the river can also be affected.
He said the relocation of the people from that area in Mulitaka needs a proper planning.
Relocate the entire into the place beside the high school there. And so it will be land acquisition, proper planning. We want to model this to be also a model that we can use for Pogra resettlement as part of the new Pogra development. So
Marape further elaborated on the establishment of authority that is working towards restoration of the people in Mulitaka.
I appeal to our people in Mulitaka. The Mulitaka Restoration Authority has been established. We'll get it work set up. That authority will coordinate all work in respect to the restoration and settling the people in safe zone, freeing them up and getting them away from the potential sleep zones into the future. So I ask our people, money and fighting over money and possible discussions like this doesn't benefit anyone. It affects all of us.
Marape assured the people of Mulitaka that he will give an update sometimes next week on what the authority is doing.
Allow the alternate road construction to Pogra, because Pogra working supports all of us again. The road opening supports all of us again. I will get back an answer to Mulitaka people and our provincial government and all of us sometimes next week, or if not late this week, on the work of Mulitaka Restoration Authority. And they could subsume, working with Enga provincial government, subsume everyday work in respect to restoration of people in the affected areas into permanent settlement, and as far as life beyond the slip is concerned.
Samantha Solomon, National Emtv News.
Following the killing of the young girl in Lae earlier this month, Lae Metropolitan Superintendent has confirmed that the suspect is now in custody and will be charged for murder.
Lae Metropolitan Superintendent James Luan told the media that the suspect, who is already detained and in police custody, will face the charge of murder and appear before the court.
Now detained in the cells, pending our police investigations into the crime that he has committed. So the suspect is going to be charged for murder.
The young girl was allegedly stabbed to death using a long-bladed knife, which penetrated through her chest, causing her fatal death. Metsup Luan urged parents to pay close attention to young children using social media.
You know, the circumstances surrounding the death of this young girl was that there was a relationship between the boy and the girl. Some form of how they knew each other was through the Facebook, just through Facebook. So that's one thing that is common within the communities and within young people today. They tend to get into relationships through using Facebook, Telegram, or whatever social media means. So just advice to parents is they have to monitor their children when it comes to using their phones, especially mobile phones. Sometimes you have to know how your children are using the mobile phones these days. Either they're communicating with someone, you as parents, you need to know. That's the result of such cases now is this one.
The suspect is set to appear before court sometime this week or next week, pending police investigations. Jessica Nui, National Emtv News, Lae.
Meanwhile, following complaints of foul play by police officers receiving bail money and not producing the correct receipt after payment, Lae Metropolitan Superintendent James Luan has urged the public to come forward to lay a formal complaint.
Lae Metropolitan Superintendent James Luan said the only authorized bail officer is the police station commander.
This goes to the members of the community, to public. If you come to a police station, if someone, one of your relatives or family has been arrested or charged, the authorized bail officer is the police station commander. Lae police station commander is the authorized police station commander, is the authorized bail officer under the Bail Act. He will impose police bail and he will tell you how much you're going to pay. The procedure has changed. You don't pay to the bank anymore. You will have to go to the treasury office. You pay there, and then you through the Air Force machine, and you get the receipt from there. Then you come back to the police station, you produce the receipt, and you can release the person from the cell. Custody, police custody. Apart from the police station commander Lae, no other police officer is authorized to release any person in custody on police bail.
Luan made the statement after receiving a report of an officer who received 2,000 kina as bail but only produced a bail receipt of 1,000 kina. Luan said investigations have begun and the responsible officer will face disciplinary actions. General public in Lae have been urged to follow the proper bail process and to report instances of foul play.
If any police officer is caught doing this illegally, he'll be disciplinarily charged. There have been cases where a few of our members have been charged, they've been demoted, they've been monetarily fined, and somewhat dismissed. We have the internal investigation unit here. If you have any complaints, if a police officer has got the money and he has done that to you, then we have the public complaint unit, the internal investigation unit here, where you can come and lay a complaint, a proper complaint, and then that will be investigated.
Jessica Nui, National Emtv News, Lae.
The Waigani Supreme Court has rejected Richard Namalui's application to reduce his 15 years prison sentence on 3 grounds.
Namaliu, 32, from Raluana in the Kokopo district of East New Britain was convicted in 2022 for manslaughter following the death of his partner and former Miss PNG Ruby Ann Laufer in February 2017. He was alleged to have driven to Miss Laufer's home at Fort Benner at the University of Papua New Guinea staff residential area and picked her up around 10 a.m. allegedly drunk. Today, he appealed for the reduction of his 15-year sentence. The court reviewed the case, focusing on premeditation, where the appellant argued that the judge wrongly considered his actions as premeditated. However, the court clarified that while the death was not planned, there was intent to harm the deceased. The appellant claimed that judge made an error in sentencing by not accepting certain mitigation factors or probation report. The court stated that it found no error in the judge's reasoning and agreed the 15-year sentence was not excessive given the circumstances. The court also reviewed other similar manslaughter cases and concluded that a 15-year sentence falls within the acceptable range. In the end, the Supreme Court rejected the appeal and upheld the 15-year sentence, emphasizing that any homicide case should be treated seriously seriously as life is very. Consequences for the victim's family are devastating. James Gukan, National Emtv News.
The province will now have its National Civil and Identity Registration or NID.
He said a total of 10,000 people from Minyamia will receive NID cards as a token of appreciation for the partnership after the signing.
And one of the things we're also going to do is that in the past we registered about 10,000 people in Minyamia. With the presentation today, we will be able to print the first 10,000 cards and give that to the member, and then he can then present it to his people as part of this journey that now we've started to ensure that the entire country is registered.
Member for Minyamia, Solan Loifo, said this data collection will help a district known for its difficult geographical location for proper planning in terms of service delivery.
A remote place, and it's the most challenging place, and a lot of people are not registered. And one of the initiatives that DDA has undertaken is to make sure and to ensure that everyone is accounted for in our district. It makes it easier for us in our planning for service delivery in the district, as well as also, I think last week, 2 weeks ago, we signed a MOU with Mama Bank, so it also assists our citizens to be able to have this card to go open a bank account in the district. So we are excited and we are looking forward to work with PNG Civil Registry officers.
Loifa said he is yet to know the total number of population in his district due to no reliable data since 2011.
Under 2011 national census, we were 87,209 population in the district. And after 11 years, we don't know what the population. So Minister has highlighted already. So when he releases the national census report, we'll see the actual population in the district.
The member also presented a total of 220,000 kina worth of check to the acting registrar Salome Bogosia and Minister for Administrative Services to roll out the NID project in the district. Minister Masiri said of all the districts in the country, Yanguru Sausi and Ungaibena are the only two that have completed NID projects in their respective districts. Samantha Solomon, National Emtv News.
National Emtv News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Start your day the smart way with the new Smart Start Breakfast Biscuit. Whether you are busy or on a budget, Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits gives you a healthy and affordable breakfast to set you up for school or play. Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits are fortified with essential vitamins for body or brain health. They contain vitamin A for healthy growth and development, vitamin B6 for healthy metabolism, immune system and brain development, and vitamin B12 for nerve and cell health. Proudly made by Paradise Foods.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Remember the joy of playing with your toys as a child? At Morning Plus, we believe that every small business deserves a chance to build and grow. That's why we offer asset financing.
A chance to building something new, to see a different point of view. With Morning Plus, we're ready to go.
Nipla Halivim Wari Bilong You.
As PNG's only ISO-accredited bulk haulage operator, IPI Transport guarantees the delivery of your critical cargo. Equipped With state-of-the-art GPS tracking systems and backed by an experienced team, you can rely on IPI Transport, part of the IPI group of companies.
Speaker made a decision for the motion of vote of no confidence.
Someone was not serious in the most serious transaction of Parliament.
2024 was a year marked by many significant events, no doubt etched into PNG's history.
Join us as we take a look at some of these defining events.
From the catastrophic event of Black Wednesday and to the devastating Mulitaka landslide.
Provincial Disaster Committee declared mass burial site.
To the historical papal visit by Pope Francis, to the announcement of PNG's successful bid to enter the NRL.
Join us on Sunday, February 2nd in the year in review for 2024, right here on your number one to watch, Emtv.
You're watching National Emtv News. Upon return from his week-long trip from Davos, Switzerland, Prime Minister James Marape highlighted the outcome of the meeting that he attended.
The World Economic Forum was established 30 to 40 years back as per Prime Minister James Marape. In a press conference at the APEC terminal in Port Moresby late yesterday, upon Prime Minister James Marape's arrival, he stressed on the outcome of the week-long meeting that he attended.
The conversation rotated around the theme of the conference was collaboration for intelligent age, and discussions focused on addressing global challenges through innovation and partnerships through promoting sustainable and inclusive growth. A major focus of the meeting rotated around how artificial intelligence could shape the world going forward.
He said the conversations were centered around the theme of the meeting, which was intelligence aid, and discussions were focused on global challenges.
Selective delegation travel, there were only 4 of us, myself representing those in government, Chief Secretary representing the public service, Anthony Smara representing our private sector, and Dari Weller had to be with me as chairman of our state negotiating team, because on the side we had to meet a few of our key investors in our country.
4 delegations from PNG traveled, including the Chief Secretary Ivan Pomalio and 3 others. Prime Minister highlighted that they had the opportunity to meet the heads of key investors in PNG, namely ExxonMobil, Total Energies and Newmont.
We do participate in APEC, we participate in PIF, we participate in UN, we participate in many forums. But this one is, as I said, based on invitation, very, very exclusive invitation. A few meetings were just restricted for leaders at the high end, and I was privileged to be in those very restrictive meetings where conversations that happened behind back rooms in most, especially nation to nation, and investment communities were conversations were made.
He said this was an important meeting that he attended compared to other meetings. He also mentioned that they had discussions on climate issues that is affecting the world as well. Samantha Solomon, National Emtv News.
With the rising questions among many on the new care policy for the public servants, Prime Minister James Marape clarified the purpose of the policy.
The new care policy was introduced by the Department of Personnel Management after a National Executive Council decision to do health cover for public servants this year. However, after a public outcry, the policy was set to held back, as per the Secretary for the Department of Personnel Management, Tai Sansan, to reassess the process again. She said according to the government, the policy was set to put on hold and was put back to the NEC to reassess. With the holdback of the policy, Prime Minister James Marape has this to say.
For us to get the full detail on, I myself I've asked for the report. I think Public Service Ministry and the Department of Personnel Management are updating us. Our intention is to give basic cover to all public servants, but it must be a structure that carries well and delivers on our intention to give cover to all public servants who are out there working when they need health interventions, when they need house cry support, etc., etc. So
he said an announcement will be made soon after revisiting the structure for the policy.
The intention is good. It's just the structure that delivers this intention. And as we revisit this, we will make an announcement on what happens. At the 50th anniversary of our country, our public service who are working us must have some sort of cover. That's the intention for us. I need to just look at the structure and the mechanics of the structure so that it's a structure that is fair and give coverage to all our public servants in the proper sense.
Samantha Solomon, National Emtv News.
As the academic year commences, the University of Papua New Guinea held its orientation program for its first-year students at the Waigani main campus today.
Over 1,000 students were present during the orientation program at the main lecture theatre this morning. Representatives from the university's council in Pro-Chancellor Goyek Gileng, Assistant Vice-Chancellor Professor Cecilia Nembo, and senior citizens in former Chief Justice and senior lawyer from the speakers at the orientation on discipline.
This is what we call IQ. That's why they are here. But it's the EQ component of it that is missing in a lot of our, folks in Papua New Guinea, or students particularly. So in the formative years, I believe that it's important for us to talk to them about the principles, proper principles, values, and discipline, how to prioritize, when to say yes, when to say no, respect for fellow Papua New Guineans. They come from various regions in the Highlands, New Guinea Islands, Momase, southern region. We all come from different, backgrounds and experiences that we all gather in one place. So that's why, we have to look at it in a national perspective.
The Pro-Chancellor further said UPNG's capacity was limited and it could only cater for less than 1,400 students who come through the selection from grade 12.
The University of Papua New Guinea has got very limited capacity, so I really cannot tell the figure. What about the 20,000 plus that are going out of the formal education system? It's because of the capacity, infrastructure, the tertiary institution that we cannot be able to take them on.
The orientation program will end on Sunday as students will have sessions on security and safety, schools, support services, and familiarization of the library. Pakatambua, National Emtv News.
University of Papua New Guinea has clarified that students are selected through the online selection and selection systems, and there is no nepotism.
UPNG's Executive Management Committee, led by the Acting Vice-Chancellor Dr. Cecilia Nembo, said that the Department of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology's National Online Application System, or NOAS, and the National Online Selection System, or NOSS, are complementary online application and selection systems set up with specific entry requirements based on grade points average, scores from specific combination of courses. Dr. Nembo said NOAS and NOSS are established to avoid nepotism, favoritism, and other ills in both the application and selection processes. She highlighted that the university cannot make any changes to the selection done already through the NOAS and NOSS computerized process. According to Dr. Nembo, the required GPA from the approved combination of courses are set for all schools of the university. They are in the online application system and the portal allows students a timeline of 7 weeks to ensure they check and recheck their entry qualifications before finalizing and submitting their applications online. She further said, once the NOSS kicks in, neither the UPNG executive management nor executive deans of the schools are unable to make any changes at the individual or even collective discretion. She said any changes in the selections will follow an established and rigorous processes. Pakatambua, National MTV News.
Meanwhile, UPNG's Pro-Chancellor Goya Gilang says the elites who came out of universities have a responsibility to shape the society and give a positive outlook.
With rising law and order issues and Papua New Guinea experiencing moral breakdown around the country, Mr. Gilang says the professionals and elites who come through the university systems need to take up responsibility in alleviating these problems.
Use it to destroy the community, you can destroy it. And I talked about that on a little bit about the trouble fights that are going on up in the highlands. And also in the coastal areas like Sipik, we saw the burning down of houses, gruesome killings. This, in my view, are partly, aided and facilitated by elites. So what is our responsibility? So that's why, we need to continue to educate our young Papua New Guineans to think that, look, we must add value to other people rather than, trying to destroy their life and all that. So they are educated at great expense. We want them to add value to their parents, to the stakeholders, and Papua New Guinea as a whole.
Further said, for UPNG, they have no place for students who support certain political movements, regionalism, or interest of minority groups, but they promote one country and a university that builds leaders who will shape the future of this country.
We don't. University is supposed to be a free of any political activities, the university. Why? Because in the previous experience that we had, it caused a lot of distraction to the university, and also students getting killed as a result of political activities at the University of Papua New Guinea. So that's why we believe that political activities should not be.
Pakatambua, National MTV News.
Now we take a look at the market reports. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2494 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kina was buying $0.2419, $0.3821 Australian dollars, €0.2232, 37.9 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading lower, coffee closed higher, cocoa closed lower, copper closed higher, palm oil closed lower, crude oil is trading lower, and copper closed unchanged. On the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX 200 is trading lower, and the All Ordinaries is trading lower. National MTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Meet the bank for everyone, everywhere. As People's Microbank, we were proud to be a bank for the people. Now as National Banking Corporation, we are bringing modern banking to all in Papua New Guinea. With more branches and our friendly staff ready to assist you in more places, we are making money matters simple and fair. So wherever you are, however you say it, say hello better banking. Learn more at nbcpng.com.pg.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Life is filled with unexpected twists and turns. But as a public servant, your health, life, and family security matters most. Introducing the Public Service New Care Association, PSNA. New care for a better life in Medicare, funeral benefits, and guaranteed financial security. With PSNA, you receive quality Medicare services and immediate payment coverage using our smart card. Our care goes beyond financial assistance towards funeral expenses. Join the Public Service New Care Association today and experience the benefits that matter most. We are here for you today and tomorrow. PSNA. New care for a better life.
People have different views about this situation that we are currently going on.
So vote of no confidence is an accountability mechanism.
Talk to you about our Project Zero, focuses on energy poverty.
In Focus returns in February 2025, a weekly news and current affairs talk show which presents in-depth commentaries, discussions and analysis of the major current affairs issues in Papua New Guinea and the region. We engage in discussions with key decision makers and influential figures across politics, industry, economics and business, as well as health, social, cultural and environmental sectors. Right here on your number one to watch, MTV.
You're watching National MTV News. The Aurem Group of Companies opened its 4th Tribes Coffee Club and 2nd Paradise Boutique shop at the Kuala House recently. With 2 weeks of a test run that saw a good number of customers stand up for the coffee, the group general manager Joseph Tupiri said it shows people are already following a brand.
We're actually trying our very best to give you the best product and service that you have, and also we're reaching out to different locations in the city, and here is a testament of what we're doing in terms of expanding and coming to your location. Kuala House is a new address in the city, and I think that this is making an impact already.
Tribes Coffee plans to continue expanding throughout Port Moresby city.
At the moment, we are using Togo coffee, so that's like 100% PNG coffee, right? So we're using their coffee, but Tribes Coffee itself is actually in the pipeline as well coming. So Tribes Coffee is very serious about expanding across the city of Port Moresby and also across the nation as well.
The Paradise Boutique is the 3rd biggest tailoring company in the country after 2 foreign-owned tailoring companies.
So boutique shop, Tuplataso for the time being. We'll have to maintain that presence here in the city, 2 locations, and to perfect the product and build a customer base and continue to grow the business.
United Nations Women Asia Pacific Regional Director and CDC Governor, along with the New Zealand High Commissioner to PNG, paid a visit to Gordon's Market today.
Before the tour around the market, United Nations Women Asia Pacific Regional Director Christine Arab, in a press conference, said this project is one that other countries can see and follow.
So I am taking this. I go to Canberra next week. I meet the Prime Minister, Leader of the Opposition. I'm taking this example to share. I need to get to Wellington soon to do the very same. And I need to take it back to Bangkok. And I have to go, I wish we could do this in Afghanistan, and in Myanmar, and in Cox's Bazar, and in every place where women are among the most vulnerable, because here, you have vulnerabilities, but you're leaders, you're community drivers.
NCD Governor Paul Sparkop stated that markets are extremely significant economic and trading hubs across PNG, with women and girls at the center of agricultural production.
Market, in our country is a very important part of our heritage. It's been part of our ancient culture all this time, trading and building a traditional economy in the past. But traditionally, and up to now, it's been mainly a space for women. Men, we do so many other things, but we also support women.
Adding to that, New Zealand High Commissioner to Papua New Guinea, His Excellency Peter Zwart, expressed his eagerness to work with stakeholders for further developments of this kind.
Farmers, because so many farmers are women. We had a long-running program supporting women in agriculture, trying to facilitate ways for women to get educated in agriculture so that they can take their place alongside men, and many of those women are still making really big contributions. We've always had a priority in our scholarships program to be supporting women to access tertiary education in New Zealand. Our ongoing work in that area covers efforts to support women's political participation, including through the Women's Market.
Gordon's Market, one of the largest produce markets in Port Moresby, was officially opened in 2019. More than 400 female vendors were engaged in consultations regarding the design of the market. Through this gender-sensitive redevelopment, female vendors and patrons can be assured that their rights, safety and security have been prioritized in the design. The Gordon's Market also features a purpose-built IT system to ensure transparent and reliable fee collection, boosting revenue and improving market governance. Now, the market has over 1,500 vendors. James Guken, National Emtv News.
In a small yet significant event today, U.S. Ambassador to PNG and Maria Stishok presented a group of rare photos of World War II to the Governor General Sir Bob Dadai this morning. This presentation was the first event to start off the U.S. Embassy's celebration of Papua New Guinea's 50th independence anniversary and 50 years of diplomatic relations between PNG and the U.S. These photos were taken in 1994 when U.S. General Douglas MacArthur resided in the government house during his command of the Southwest Pacific Theater.
Relationship goes back much longer than that, back to World War II. And so it's a privilege for us to be able to present these photos that were provided by the MacArthur Foundation in the United States that have never been displayed anywhere. And so now they're back home where they belong. And so we thank you for accepting them and also putting them on display so that others can see the relationship that we've built over the years. Both of us share the same values and we have the same vision of a shared future together. And so we're privileged to be able to be here and also working very closely with the government of Papua New Guinea. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
These photos have not been previously displayed anywhere in the world. Of the 4 photos to depict the government house in 1994, one from the outside and the other showcasing the furnishing inside during the time MacArthur resided, while the other 2 shows General MacArthur alongside the Papuan Constabulary Guard on Christmas Day in 1942. Ambassador Stishok said these photos are powerful symbols of Papua New Guinea and the U.S. shared commitment to freedom, resilience, and the pursuit of peaceful democracy. Now moving to overseas news, U.S. President Donald Trump is expected to sign executive orders shortly banning transgender members from serving in the armed forces.
We're not entirely certain yet as the order hasn't come out. But if we look at what happened in 2018, we know that Donald Trump issued an order to the Secretary of Defense to go ahead and start the process of removing transgender service members. So if past is prologue, we might see something like that, but it's just too soon to speculate on what this will look like and what it will mean for trans service members and those hoping to serve. Yeah, unfortunately, we're having to wait and see what this is going to look like and how it's going to affect thousands of trans service members. This is discouraging, but not disheartening. There are thousands of service members right now serving with distinction and dignity, who just want to do their job. They want to serve their country and their comrades. And this is hard. This was hard for me when it happened, and I can imagine that it's hard for them to be going through it. But this doesn't change who I am. It doesn't change my passion, and it doesn't change their passion. And we're just going to have to move forward and find out how we do that.
Gaza's northern border has reopened after a delay which Israel blamed on a breach of the deal.
Israelis have been devastated by the news that 8 of the remaining 26 hostages to be released in this current phase are dead. Hamas has provided a list of the 26 remaining hostages to be transferred in this 6-week period and said that 8 of those are dead. Israel says that this fits with their own intelligence, and so they've essentially confirmed that. What happens now in the next stage is later this week, a civilian woman, Arbel Yehud, will be released as a hostage along with 2 others in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. And then next weekend, there'll be another 4 or 5, if not 6, more Israeli hostages released, again in exchange for more Palestinian prisoners. All of this has come as tens of thousands of people in Gaza are making their way north, back to their homes, or what used to be their homes. Many of them are just returning to rubble. Now that movement follows Hamas's release of Arbel Yehud. They were meant to be moving north earlier in the week, but when Hamas did not release Arbel Yehud as the Israelis were expecting, then Israel said there could be no movement by those Palestinians up north. In terms of Donald Trump and his suggestion that many of the people in Gaza should be displaced and relocated to Jordan or Egypt, this week Donald Trump's Mideast advisor, Steve Witkoff, will be visiting Gaza to see for himself. After that meeting, we expect that he will advise Donald Trump as to what he thinks the next stage in this conflict should be.
National Emtv News continues after the break with Truka Sports. Stay with us.
They're gold nuggets. There's a flavor for everyone. The best tasting snack. Get a burst of gold nuggets. Cheese flavor.
Mega wow.
Chicken flavor.
Mega wow.
Cheese onion flavor.
Mega wow.
Barbecue flavor. Mega wow.
When you're on the go, one more. One more.
Get that burst of gold nuggets flavor.
Mega wow.
Every day, 180 million litres of water pumps into Port Moresby. Every day, its journey to your household tap is made safe at this water treatment plant. Every day, raw water is filtered, disinfected and purified so that you and your loved ones have access to clean, usable water. For 65 years, our water treatment technology has been hard at work, but now it needs to hit pause. Port Moresby's population has increased 500% since the treatment plant was built, putting enormous pressure on the water supply network. We need to hit pause so that the filtering equipment can be repaired, maintained, upgraded, so that the water you use and consume continues to be safe. In January, WPNG announces water rationing in Port Moresby. Yes, this is inconvenient, but safety comes first, a temporary discomfort for an investment in the future. We are upgrading for cleaner, safer water for all. Support us in this period by planning, rationing and conserving water. For more information, visit our Facebook page.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Dreaming for more than the life we've known.
Get ready for the return of Home in 2025, bringing to you fresh ideas and expert tips for enhancing your home and lifestyle. We're back exploring the outdoors on Out and About, staying active with health and fitness, caring for your furry friend on pet care, and so much more. Home returning with a new season, February 2025, on your number one to watch, Emtv.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Like Papua New Guinea sprinter Toya Whistle and her brother Pius Whistle, who recently this year in Canberra broke a national record, Papua New Guinea's Adrian Monaghy and Emmanuel Anis have also just done the same, clocking a personal and setting a new record amongst others.
Adrian Monaghy was also in Canberra, where she ran the 100-meter hurdles in 13.96 seconds and clocked a personal best of 7.69 seconds for the 60-meter. Whistle and Monaghy will be in Sydney on the 1st of Feb for the inaugural Australian Short Course Athletics Championships, where Whistle will run the 60-meter again and Monaghy the 60-meter and 60-meter hurdles. Meanwhile, over in New Mexico, Adolf Kauba set a new PNG indoor national record in the 600-meter race with a time of 1 minute 19.56, just inside Emmanuel Wanga's time of 1 minute 19.87. In Colorado, Isila Apkup opened her 2025 season with a time of 7.62 seconds for 60 meter, and over the next few weeks will be hoping to improve on her personal best timing of 7.48. Fellow East Sepik sprinter Emmanuel Anis is also in good form, running 21.73 seconds for the 200 meter, just outside Wesley Logorava's 21.67 second national indoor record. Claire Mauta, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Share the love with Gullah Ice Cream. Gullah Cone Ice Creams, Gullah Stick Ice Creams, and Gullah Classic Tub Ice Creams. Happiness begins with the Gullah range of fun flavors which create taste adventures and excitement with every bite. Treat yourself. Share with a friend while chilling. The whole family will enjoy. Everyone has their favorite. Which one is yours? Share the love with Gullah Ice Creams. Gullah, Gullah, yum.
Meet the bank for everyone, everywhere. As People's Microbank, we were proud to be a bank for the people. Now as National Banking Corporation, we are bringing modern banking to all in Papua New Guinea. With more branches and our friendly staff ready to assist you in more places, we are making money matters simple and fair. So wherever you are, however you say it, say hello better banking. Learn more at nbcpng.com.pg.
As PNG's only ISO-accredited bulk haulage operator, IPI Transport guarantees the delivery of your critical cargo. Equipped with state-of-the-art GPS tracking systems and backed by an experienced team, you can rely on IPI Transport, part of the IPI group of companies.
Hi kids, I'm Steffi. Join me on Kids Corner for some great fun and exciting activities. Story time, simple and creative arts and crafts, career corner, nature time, field trips, and not forgetting our cartoons and children entertainment shows. Kids Corner returns February 3rd on your number one to watch, Emtv.
Return in February.
Cooking over fire. From the garden.
Hi, I'm Martha. Come February, join me on a food spree on a new season of Kite Time.
Kite Time returns February 5th on your number one to watch, MTV.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Hennow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
You're watching True Guy Sports. Now moving to overseas sports, the Hobart Hurricanes have won their first ever Big Bash League title.
Absolutely, they are enjoying it, Gemma. Trust me on that. As you say, it's their maiden Big Bash win. They defeated the Sydney Thunder by 7 wickets in the final in Hobart. Sydney set a target of 183 to win, and the Hurricanes opener, Mitch Owen, responded with 108 runs. That included 11 sixes off just 42 balls. Just incredible. It is the equal fastest ton in Big Bash history. Ben McDermott, he hit the winning runs as the home side claimed the title with 35 balls to spare, thrilling the home crowd at Bellarive Oval.
In American football, the Kansas City Chiefs will play in yet another Super Bowl, but in even a bigger and more relevant news for their fans.
New Orleans. So the winners of the past 2 Super Bowls, the Kansas City Chiefs, they defeated the Buffalo Bills 32-29.
To anything outside that building, we know what we have in our team, we know what we're about. We come out here and
That ends True Guy Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
True Guy Sports. True Guy Sports.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Hennow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Start your day the smart way with the new Smart Start Breakfast Biscuit. Whether you are busy or on a budget, Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits gives you a healthy and affordable breakfast to set you up for school or play. Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits are fortified with essential vitamins for body or brain health. They contain vitamin A for healthy growth and development, vitamin B6 for healthy metabolism, immune system and brain development, and vitamin B12 for nerve and cell health. Proudly made by Paradise Foods.
Life is filled with unexpected twists and turns. But as a public servant, your health, life, and family security matters most. Introducing the Public Service New Care Association, PSNA. New care for a better life in Medicare, funeral benefits, and guaranteed financial security. With PSNA, you receive quality Medicare services and immediate payment coverage using our smart card. Our care goes beyond financial assistance towards funeral expenses. Join the Public Service New Care Association today and experience the benefits that matter most. We are here for you today and tomorrow. PSNA. New care for a better life.
Sports Scene returns in February 2025. Highlighting our local sports developments across the nation.
All eyes are on Papua how an NRL team based here.
Revisiting our legendary athletes.
Hi, this is David Mead.
Trending athletes. And our talented rising stars.
Hi, my name's Gemma Schnobel.
And then all the Yakawatsu.
Join me in February for Sports Scene, only on your number one to watch, MTV.
Dreaming for more than the life we've known. There is more to what the future holds. You me holy man, no walk one time. Oh, 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 oh. We dare to believe in incredible things. Oh, 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 oh. With money plus we're ready to go.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
The Money Plus weather report for the next 24 hours. In the southern region, Port Moresby City, mostly fine and sunny periods. Daru, mostly fine and sunny periods. Kerema, mostly fine and sunny. Alotau, mostly fine and sunny. And Popondetta, morning fog patches, then mostly fine and sunny periods. In the Momasa region, Lei City, mostly fine and sunny periods. Medeng, mostly fine and sunny periods. Wewak, mostly fine and sunny periods. And Vanimo, mostly fine and sunny periods. In the New Guinea Highlands region, Lorengau, mostly fine and sunny periods with few showers. Kavieng, mostly fine and sunny periods. Kokopo and Rabaul, mostly fine and sunny periods. Kimbe, morning fog patches, mostly fine and sunny periods. And Buka, partly cloudy to fine and sunny periods. And in the Highlands region, Mount Agan City, partly cloudy to fine with chances of few showers and possible thunderstorm in the evening. Goroka, Bands and Kundiawa, morning fog patches clearing to mostly fine and sunny periods. And Menditsari and Wabeg, morning fog patches clearing to cloudy with some rain showers and thunderstorms.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Tuesday, the 28th of January 2025. From all of us here, pleasant viewing and good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.
It's Smile o'clock. It's Smile o'clock. Gotta brush our teeth.